All right, everybody, welcome on in. NorCal Sports Network on the eve of the San Francisco Giants and the LA Bums coming to town with their classless fans. They'll all be here tomorrow night, and the Giants will be taking on the dreaded LA Dodgers. Welcome in, everybody. Dan Cucimilio, NorCal Sports Network. Dallas is here with us as well. And we've got a little preview tonight for the series. We're going to talk about that. First of all, if you've been following this show for a while, you know we've been here. This is our fourth year at NorCal Sports Network. And we've been covering the Giants, from wire to wire. Unfortunately, the wire's not that long. It ends in September, but let's see if we can get it further this year. Anyway, Giants fans, this is, again, NorCal Sports Network. Been following the Giants since 1968. That's right, long before the wild card, long before the hot takes and the World Series championships. We've been here, and appreciate you being here tonight. Make sure you hit that like button, guys. Start the show off with a lot of likes. Appreciate that. This show is brought to you by Prize Picks. That's right. Prize Picks is a daily fantasy app. You know, put that code up there, Dallas, for Prize Picks, and I'll put the logo up there. And Prize Picks is a daily fantasy app, guys, that you really need to go download. It's a lot of fun to play, and right now they're giving new users a $50 with their first $5 in lineups. That's right. You only play $5, they're giving you $50. I don't know where you can beat that deal anywhere. Any of the other places that are fantasy apps, it's like, hey, we'll match you up to $100, maybe even $200. But you got to put all that money up yourself. With Prize Picks, $10 to open the account, play $5, win or lose, you got $50 coming towards you. Prize Picks available in all 50 states. Download the Prize Picks app today. Build your lineup, follow along while watching the games. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. And don't forget to use that promo code NCSN. All right, guys. We're here on the eve of an early season matchup between the Giants and Dodgers. It's April. I think it was last year they didn't see each other till June, Dallas. This year, we get them in April. So what's your thoughts on this upcoming series? The Dodgers are coming in not 100%. They're going to be minus Freddie Freeman, minus Mookie Betts, two of their big stars. Oh, you're muted. We got you muted here.
Yeah, I guess that maybe that gives the Giants a chance. I mean, it's tough, you know. It really, I guess it comes down to the Giants' bats. If that was a fluke this last game where they couldn't get anything going, if they can come back and show kind of the momentum that they had been, starting to get together in that at the end of the road trip there, and they can put a couple runs on the board, then, they got a shot. But they are going up against Yamamoto to start off the series. That's not going to be easy for the Giants hitters. So I don't know. It's going to be tough. If you don't score a run, you don't win. So if they can put a couple runs on the board, you have to Landon Roop against the Dodgers. I think, he can have a pretty good showing, but he's not going to shut him out. They're going to put a few runs on the board. So you have to be able to match that. And that's going to be the challenge for the Giants. Can't say I'm particularly optimistic about it, but there's a reason why you actually play the games. You don't just write down who's going to win, based on the how the team is constructed on paper. So I think it will be a home crowd. Everyone's going to be fired up, sell out. I think this is going to be the first series of the year where I guess the Yankees. That's a lot of hype, but this is the Dodgers. It's a whole different realm of, fan participation. So I think people will be fired up, and hopefully that the Giants early on give the fans something to get involved in the game
Yeah,
again.
let's get a lead, and yeah, that's what they need to do. I mean, the Dodgers. I think last I checked, they were winning 9-1 tonight. I don't know if that game is over. Let me check here. It scores 12-3 now, bottom of the ninth. So they're coming in here with. They didn't have to probably go through their bullpen too much because that's what you hope for with when you face Colorado is to use up the bullpen. Dodgers had um, wow, he pitched good. Wobelski only one run, um, and they only had to go to two guys in their bullpen. That's it. So game is
So it's the
now
bottom of the
over.
ninth now.
It's
Gonna be
over. 12-3
It's over now.
Final.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's 8:30 our time, 9:30 there in Denver. It's going to be, I don't know how long it takes them to get out to the airport and off the ground. So, they'll probably get into San Francisco midnight or so, 11:30. And, so it's a late night for the Dodgers getting into town, but, it's, they don't have to, get up early or anything. So I think, I don't know. I mean, coming out of Colorado, playing at elevation, that supposedly takes a toll on people, and the Giants had a day off, so they have a little bit extra rest. Maybe that factors into it. The Giants looked really tired during their last game, so
yeah. Edwin Diaz had surgery yesterday to remove some loose fragments in his elbow, so he's out for 3 months. So Giants don't have to worry about that. And the Dodgers shaky bullpen with last year, Tanner Scott was their closer, and he was really shaky in that ninth inning. We'll see what they do if they go to a committee, probably Vessier and Scott, and we'll see what they go. Got some people talking in here about my New York Giants hat, that I'm older than whatever, but not as old as Devers. Not as old as Devers. Those are fun jokes with the Devers here. Somebody said, "Hey Dan, would you still be a fan of sports if you didn't gamble?" I've been a sports fan for over 50 years, probably 57, 58 years. I didn't even start doing any kind of online gaming until probably the last year, and I don't even do hardly any of it. I'm not a big guy that throws, I probably spend maybe a couple hundred a year on sports books and stuff. I'm not a big time guy. I don't. I'm not. I don't. Yeah, I do it for fun, just to make a game that I'm not really maybe interested in a little more interesting. Like if I'm going to watch a game that, and most of the time I forget I even have an account. So no big issues there for me in that department. Yeah, so I play it for fun, and I don't lose a lot because I don't play a lot. So yeah.
Well, that's how you'd manage that. Wolf said my volume's low. Wolf, I turned it up just a notch, so let me know if that's better.
Matthew says my grandfather used, and Matthew, I don't know how Matthew's close to, I don't know how old Matthew is. My grandpa used to tell me childhood stories about when he met Devers and fought in World War II. I did see your prize picks tonight, Senior. I have it just as I was going on the show here, so I didn't have a chance to do anything with it. But Senior's got a 4-legger here. He's got Jose Ramirez plus or more than 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Ramirez has 3. Nick Fortes, more than 1K, striking out more than one time. He struck out twice. Nick Kurtz, more than 1.5. I thought he had a home run. Yeah, hits, runs, RBIs. He's got a total of 3. You just need Connor McDavid to have 5 shots on goal. And right now he's got, how many's he got? It's not showing me. 5 shots on goal for Connor McDavid. Edmonton leads Anaheim 2-0 right now after 1 period. So that's a pretty 5 shots on goal. That'll be a nice winner for you from Prize Picks. Wow, that'd be a big payout. That'd be a nice payout. Connor McDavid has 1 shot on goal right now. Needs 4 more. He's got 2 periods to do it. So 2 a period. That would seem to do it. $10 on Prize Picks to win $450. Now, see, that's kind of fun. You're only risking 10. And if you do it here with the NCSN, if you go to Prize Picks and use the promo code NCSN, you can have like 5 of those $10 shots, and it's with Prize Picks money. You only have to open it up with 10 of your own. So, heck, have some fun with it. Just don't go overboard. Sour Shoes, never even heard of Connor McDavid. Probably not much into hockey is what you're telling me right there. Let's see.
He's the left fielder for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. What do we got here? Well, going into this series, the pitching matchups. You mentioned Roop. Is he going tomorrow?
He is.
Okay. So the pitching matchups. Let's pull them up here. We'll look at them together. I think Ohtani's going on one of these nights. Tomorrow night it's Yamamoto against Roop. So we're facing probably their number 1 starter. On
so that's
Tuesday,
a win. We can mark that in the win column.
Wednesday, it's Shohei against Mali, whatever.
Who's pitching?
Shohei
Ohtani.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani. And on Thursday afternoon, it's Logan Webb versus Tyler Glasnow. So the Dodgers right now are probably throwing their top 3 at the Giants. It just so happened to coincide. They're so afraid of the Giants that the Dodgers actually set their rotation in spring for this series. If you believe that, I have some oceanfront property right here in Arizona I could sell you.
Now the Giants moved Landon Roop up a game to try to get a better matchup against Yamamoto, but I don't know if that's the reason why they did it. But they still have Malley pitching the next game, so they get him anyway.
Yeah. Now, Glasnow can tend to be a little wild at times, but he's only walked 6 batters this year in 25 innings. So but he has given up 20. No, I'm sorry. Take that back. Looking at the wrong column. I always thought it was 29 hits in 25 innings. It's only 15 hits. It's 29 Ks in 25 innings. Dodgers may be limping in here with their lineup, but if you look at their pitching, what they're sending is pretty tough. Take a look at the Dodgers lineup just tonight, for example. here's what their batting order was. They said Shohei Ohtani leading off, and then Alex Call played right field. Will Smith did the catching. Teoscar Hernandez batted fourth in left field. Andy Pages. Now, if you were a casual, you might say Andy Pages. If you weren't really following baseball, you might say Andy Pages, but it's Andy Pages. Was their center fielder batting fifth. He's off to a great start. He's hitting 370. Max Muncy now, wow. Holy cow. Max Muncy tonight, 4 for 4 with two more home runs.
And a walk for good measure.
Yeah, a walk for good measure.
Must have been 2 solo shots. He's only got 2 RBIs, so.
Yeah, man.
Muncy's hitting 300. Everyone's hitting 300 except for a couple of guys. Ohtani, a dismal 272. Will Smith, only at 282. And then Espinal in there, only at 222. Then they got their backup catcher rushing, playing first base. And he's hitting 444, off to a pretty good start with a 1.7 OPS. He had 3 RBIs tonight. Not too shabby.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing they're getting all these hits out of their system for when they come to the chilly confines of Oracle Park. I wonder what the weather report is. Are we going to get a rain delay? Is there any possibility of weather affecting the game tomorrow? Let's look.
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know what is the weather up there right now.
Well, it's rainy and stormy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Let's see what the 10-day forecast is for San Francisco. We've got rain tomorrow. Let's go to the hourly. Game time tomorrow is 6:45. Tomorrow at 6:45.
Orange Man is in the Orange Man is in the house.
Cloudy. So it's going to rain throughout the day, showers in the afternoon, and then it looks like it clears up by game time. So it looks like you might have some soggy conditions, but if everything holds as is right now, then they will be able to play this game.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I just had to send a quick text here. There we go. All right. So how's the weather the rest of the week? Let me take a quick peek at the weather the rest of the week. See what it's probably going to clear up is my guess for the next few days after. Okay, we'll take a look at San Francisco forecast daily. Oh, yeah. Forecast for Wednesday, 81% chance of rain tomorrow, only 24% on Wednesday with partly sunny skies, cloudy skies, and however you want to look at it. 64 degrees Wednesday with a low of 49. Tomorrow, a little cooler on the high, 60, but 51 low. But Thursday looks like a pretty decent day, 66 degrees with a 6% chance of rain. So they're going to probably get all 3 of these games in. And, if you look at the...
Especially with the... it's the day game was on Thursday.
So the rain is 67% It's like 83% tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. It stays 67%. Then about 4 o'clock, it's still 63%, but at 5, it drops to 43, and then 6 p.m., 7 p.m. throughout the night, about 24%. So slightly windy though tomorrow night, about 13 miles per hour winds at game time. So,
But is it blowing out?
the Giants, let's hope so. Just what you need, having the wind blowing in and facing Yamamoto. Yeah. Robbie DeVille says it will be a doubleheader Wednesday unless they start late. They should be able to get the game going at 7. They just might not be able to have too much batting practice, which I don't know. Looks like the Dodgers had batting practice tonight, 12 runs, and the Giants are coming off of an 0-4, getting shut out on Sunday, and if they can't get any batting in practice, yeah, they can always bat underneath underneath in the batting cages.
Yeah, and I'm sure Patrick Bailey will be starting, and he's due, for some hits. So
well, let's see who's pitching. We've got Yamamoto, Ohtani, and Glasnow, 3 right-handed. In fact, I think I read today that the Giants face right-handed pitching maybe for like the next 15 games. So the Giants,
wow.
we called it when we said they're going to bring up 2 lefties, Gilbert and Brennan, or Gilbert and McRae, or McRae and Gilbert, or McRae and Brennan. We figured 2 of those 3 were coming. I like the idea that Gilbert's out there. I like him in center field. I feel very confident with him out there. The Giants went out and signed Harrison Bader, Dallas, and if he gets put into a platoon, he's on the wrong side of the platoon, and they're paying him like $10 million a year. Maybe Dodger fans can beat each other up. I was going to play a little highlight of that on Twitter. Dodger fans are always fighting. You know what I'll have to say about Dodger fans, and to my Dodger fans that are in the NorCal Sports Network chat, I'm assuming you're not a casual. I say the Dodger fans, they fight in the stands and they play with beach balls and they get up and down for the wave. If you're one of those, you fall into the
show
80,
up late.
Yeah, and show up late, leave early. If you're one of those Dodger fans, then I put you into the 80% casuals. 20%, the 80-20 rule applies to the fans in LA. Casuals far outnumber the committed baseball fans. And, it's hard to go to a game in LA anymore. Like NorCal says, violent culture, man. You don't want to be sitting in the section where there's a fight that breaks out, and then all of a sudden, you got somebody landing on you from above, because somebody's gone down a row or 2 after they get knocked out. It's just, I don't know. It's nuts. I would like to see a little more fight in some Giants fans, not so much with the fisticuffs, but with the voices. I'd like to see Giants fans. What I'd really like to see Giants fans do is get behind their homegrown players. You got Elliot Ramos, you guys should be really cheering for, and guys like Landon Roop and Casey Schmidt. I understand not getting so, gung-ho Lee about gung-ho. How's that one? Getting all gung-ho for Patrick Bailey right now. But, the biggest cheers seem to come for Jung-Hoo Lee. The guy's been at best, I would say, bust would be too strong, but mediocre. I don't even want to say average, because he hasn't been average yet.
Inconsistent.
Yeah.
He's had stretches where he was very good, and then he's had stretches where he was atrocious. And there's no middle ground with him.
I got a question for you. I saw something on the Twitter. I would never be able to find it again, but it was a Pittsburgh Pirate that was out in left field, and there was a fan, a kid, who was wearing the guy's jersey. I don't remember the player it was, but the Pirate from left field, saw him and threw him a ball. He was up in the outfield in the second deck, and he threw the ball to him, and the kid, it was just like over the rail. He didn't have to lean over the rail or anything, but he grabbed it, caught it, right? And then he gave the ball to his sister and gave her a big hug, and it was really a nice moment. But the thought came back to me when Josh Hamilton, then a Texas Ranger, was throwing a ball to a dad, and the dad's son was with him, and he threw the ball, Dallas. I don't know if you remember this, but the dad leaned over the rail to catch it and fell to his death. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if I would throw that ball as a player to a kid at a rail. I would want to say, scoot back. And what would have happened if that kid leaned over the rail because he wanted the ball so bad and fell?
Yeah, I mean, I have the clip here. I'll put it up.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so scary. Because it was high. It wasn't the lower part of the bleachers. It was like another row. Yeah, I feel horrible for that kid from Texas, that the Ranger fan that has that in his memory. He went to a ball game with his dad, and his dad died. Yeah, NorCal, I agree. I don't think it helped him with the relapse. Yeah, here's this play.
Why
not
does this
play,
have
but
this huge screen here? Well, hold on a second. This thing pisses me off. Hold on.
I hate that when it does that. Yeah. Yeah, I could not. I felt for Josh Hamilton because he struggled with alcoholism or drug addiction. I can't remember which one it was, but he relapsed, and I don't think he was ever the same after that. Even though it's a freak thing. I've seen pitchers hit batters in the head and shatter their face, and they've never been the same. Wow. Yeah, Josh Hamilton said it affected him. Oh yeah, I mean that's something you just can't live with. I mean, you can't forget.
All right.
Try it again. Okay, here we go. Dallas is. See if we can pull this up. Okay, here it is. 20, look at this. He throws it up there. And the kid, he didn't have to lean, but what happens if he had thrown it a little shorter and the kid leaned over? I mean, I'll bet you that left fielder that threw that ball probably never saw that about Josh Hamilton. Because, like I say, if it's me and I'm out there and I know that's happened before, I don't want to throw that ball there by a rail. I just say, back up. So, yeah. Gravy said Hamilton complained in the World Series he could smell weed when they played the Giants. Yeah, probably out in the outfield. Yeah, all those hippies from the 60s that had grown up were still smoking weed, the Haight-Ashbury.
I mean, imagine
district.
how it is now, though. I mean, back then, it's crazy.
Now it's legal, right? It's legal in California, right?
I mean, yeah, but not in the stadium.
Oh, really? Why not?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Uh, uh, George says, I guess I sat around a lot of families in the second deck right behind home plate in the second row. There must be a bunch of gang members in the bleachers. Yeah. Let's see if I can locate that. I saw it today in my feed. I don't know why it popped up. This whole thing with the Giants. Let's see. Where can I find that? I know how. Let me see if I can do this. Let's see if I can find this. Okay, we'll just pop that in there and see if...
Rain's coming down pretty good here.
Yeah? Okay, this is... That's LA. Oh, here it is. Here's the one I saw today. This is a ladies' fight. But Ohtani took it on the chin. Ohtani was up there, and he went down a row. Fortunately, watch the lady. She had just moved. Otherwise, this dude would have been in her lap. All right. Freddie Freeman. Oh, wait. Let's turn the sound off here. There we go. We'll turn the sound. Let's watch this one more time. All right. Watch the lady right there in the tank top. Watch her leave. And then boom. Right there. She was smart to get out of there.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Dodger Stadium here. Hey, look at this. We got some shorts there. Maybe this is... I thought this guy was going to get popped right here, but he didn't. I thought he's leaving himself open, man. But Fernando gets pushed away. Ohtani went down. Here goes Ohtani. Down goes Ohtani. And the women are going at it. Look at this. Ohtani's really taking it on the chin. And, a cat fight. So, anyway, that's your a little bit of Dodger fans. Yeah, no security. I don't know where the security is. They need to have beef. They need security almost in every section in LA. The only section they're good is the Mary Hart section behind home plate, where Mary Hart sits in her little blue Dodger coat. And
well, it'll be interesting to see what the percentage is, how much blue there is in the stadium. In the last few years, they have really traveled well, the Dodger fans. They have taken over Oracle Park.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been 50-50, but it's been, maybe 40%. It's a pretty sizable percentage that they have. So, and I don't expect it would be any different this year. Because, you talk about casual fans. Well, when you can sell your tickets for $500, you tend to do that.
Well, I'll tell you what, as a former season ticket holder, the only time I can make money, because I lost money a lot, was selling my Dodger tickets. Mm-hmm. Because you got top dollar. And, if the Giants are going to undercut their season ticket holders by giving all these $5, $7 promotions, and you're stuck holding a ticket.
Yeah, you got to make your money somehow.
You got to make it on the games, but, that's it. So somebody said in the chat, this is Chavez Ravine North. Yeah, here it is. Well, it's kind of like Levi South for the 49ers when they go play at Sci-Fi Stadium, right? When they play the Rams, it's Levi's North. It's kind of weird the way the state has set itself up, but let's see what else we got. So, what do you think, Dallas? I mean, the Dodgers lineup, it's still fairly formidable. Anytime you've got Max Muncy and Shohei Ohtani, and Andy Pages is having a big start to the season. And then you look at, the rest of the lineup, though, is really, it's not all that great. I mean, you're looking at Call, what's his first name? Alex. Yeah, Alex Call. Now he's hitting 350, but I don't think it's in many at bats. Will Smith's formidable. Teoscar, he's a threat. So you still have guys. That's Dalton Rushing's off to a pretty good start.
Yeah.
He's not even, I think I looked at his numbers today, and I think he had like 5 home runs in 22 at bats.
Right. Yeah, I think it's we've seen this team a lot. We're used to this team, but I think there's Ohtani you have to be careful of, and they're all good hitters, but there's no other than Ohtani, they're not.
Oh, that's right. They got Kyle Tucker. I forgot about Kyle Tucker.
He had the night off.
Yeah, he had the night off. Let's see what Tucker did yesterday in his game. Let me see here. Let me go back to Dodger. I got to go to a different. I don't even know what Tucker. I've heard Tucker's been off to a bit of a slow start, hasn't he? Kyle Tucker yesterday against the Rockies. Tucker went 1 for 5. He's hitting 256.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit of a slow start. Maybe that's why they gave him the night off. But Pages is hitting really good. You got to be careful with him. You don't want him to knock one out. Obviously, Teoscar's he's got some power, but it seems like the Giants can figure out a way to get him out. I don't know. I mean, Muncy, I've never really worried much about Muncy.
He's for some reason right now, Max Muncy is hitting 303, and he's hot.
He's off to a good start for sure, but Freeman and Betts were kind of the ones that would kill the Giants a lot of the time. So yeah, I mean, obviously these guys could be good at any single night, but it does look a little better with those guys out of there. Not to say it's going to be a walk in the park or anything. So I just think the Giants have a chance, to win at least one of these games, hopefully 2.
Yeah, Los is nailing it. I mean, how many guys? I mean, we all play fantasy. Most of our guys are just off to horrible starts. I mean, I have Cal Raleigh in 2 leagues. He hit his second or third homer tonight, but he's been terrible.
Yeah. But for the most part, the Dodgers are off to a pretty good start with all these guys they have in their lineup right now. But, with a couple of exceptions, but that's the reason why they're 16-6. They're one of the teams that have been off to the hot start. Yeah.
In fact, what we need to do is pull up the standings for baseball right now. Let's take a quick peek at the standings as we look at each league. We'll start in the American League, and we'll go from there. Yankees are 13-9. Rays 12-10. Nobody really. Red Sox and Blue Jays, 2 playoff teams last year, taking up the bottom. The Guardians still.
What's up with the Blue Jays?
They've been having trouble scoring runs, which is really crazy. I want to pull up a different
Because
standing.
the Giants stole their hitting coach?
Yeah, I think so. And they just, yeah. Let me pull up a different standings. It's a little nicer. I think we'll get official MLB, and then we can get to maybe. Do we not get standings on the official? What the heck's going on? I got schedule. This is the Giants official page. Look, how's that? The Giants. I bet if they were in first place, they'd have a link for the standings. You can't find the standings. Oh, here we go. There we go. All right. Now this is a little bit better. It might be a little smaller. I'll have to blow it up so you can.
You've got the standings right behind your head there, Dan.
Well, I haven't fixed them yet. Fixed them. I just left the Dodgers and the Padres, and I guess they kind of still there. All right, there you go. In the National League West. Can you see that at all? Is it too small?
Yeah, we see it. Now we're good.
Okay. Dodgers are 16-6. They scored 133 runs. The Giants have scored 75. That's a total, if you're adding it up in your head, that's 58 runs differential. Man, 58 runs in like 20. That's over 2 runs a game difference. My goodness. 58 divided by, what did the Giants play?
Well,
22 games?
Last show, you added up how many times the Giants have scored 0 runs. So that adds up.
Okay, so 58 more runs. They're averaging 2.6 runs more per game than the Giants. Jeez. Giants have so there's your standings in the West. The Braves kind of getting a really good start. They've got a 5-game cushion already after 23 games. They're 5 games up on the Marlins. The Phillies and the Mets, 2 teams that the Giants would, you'd think are chief competitors for a wild card, are both floundering, which is great to see. I mean, the Mets have lost 11 straight, Dallas, after I think they haven't won a game since they left San Francisco and won 3 in a row against the Giants. Cincinnati's off to a good start. And look at them. They've only scored 84 runs and given up 87, and yet they're 15-8. What does that tell you? They're winning close games? Sounds like, I would think. Do they have a 1-run record? They used to do games with 1 run. All right. So Cincinnati, Pittsburgh's doing well. Okay, look at the National League Central, Dallas, right now. All 5 teams winning records. If you'd started the playoffs today, it would be the wild cards would be the Padres, Pirates, and Cubs. Or maybe the Cardinals. I don't know what tiebreaker, but look at that. I mean, here we are. We're still 5+ months away, so that's ridiculous to even talk about. I'm just saying that the Cardinals, though, this is a team that sold off all offseason, moved off of all or as many as they could. They're veterans or guys that were going to become free agents soon. They sold them. They're going young. Jordan Walker is one of the best young players, it looks like, in baseball this year. They're getting contributions from many guys. They got a guy named J.J. Weatherholt, shortstop, second baseman, rookie, having a phenomenal season. The rookies this year, Weatherholt, McCongle with Detroit, and the kid with the Pirates. What is that, Griffin? I think it's Griffin. They're all having great. They're like 19, 20 years old. And here we are, the San Francisco Giants. We're facing a right-handed pitcher for like the next 2 weeks, and we can't bring up Bryce Eldridge? Because we got Rafi Devers, old man Devers. I'll tell you what, old man Devers better come through against the Dodgers. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Get it going.
I want to know what I want to know what the chat actually thinks about this. I put out a tweet yesterday. You still call them tweets or X's? What do you call them?
Tweet.
Tweet. Tweet. Tweet. The girls go room. That was Jackson 5. That was the old Michael Jackson song. I can't sing it, though. I don't have that high of a voice. All right, here's my tweet. What should be concerning to Giants fans and the front office is Rafael Devers' declining bat speed, correlating with his increasing strikeout percentage. I only could post 4 photos. Otherwise, you would have seen 2022 was his best year in these categories. As his bat speed has decreased, his K percentage has gone up each year. All right, let's take a look at this first one right here is 2026. Okay, so let me go in reverse order here. All right, so what we're looking at is, where are they? Where are the 4? Why do I only see 2, Dallas?
It's pushing them together.
It's pushing them together? How do I change that? On my phone it works. I don't know where the...
See, it says batting and then batting.
Oh, below. Okay, there we go. All right, so this one here is... that's 2026 again. All right, so it must be...
You had 2023 last time.
This one? 2023. Okay, here we go. All right. Look at the XWOBA really up there. Slugging, average exit velo, all that. But look at his bat speed was at 73.4 miles per hour. He was in the 68th percentile, which is not the best, but still pretty good. And his whiff rate was, his K rate was 19.2. Again, he's up in the pretty good zone there. All right, that's 2023. Now look at 2024, which would be this bottom one here, I believe. No, that's 25. All right, let's go to 24. Where would that be? Maybe here? 2024. Okay, what happened? 2024, bat speed down 72.5. It was 67th percentile, now down to 61. K rate up to 24.5%, and he's at the 33 percentile there. Now we look at 25. Let's see if that one is 25. There we go, 25. His bat speed is down even more, 71.6, but his K rate is up to 26.3. He's in the 17 percentile. All right. Now let's look at 26. Oops, that's 20, 26, 24. Where's 26? Is it down here? There we go. 26. His K rate, look at his bat speed, is even further down, 71.2, and the K rate is at 30%, and his base on balls is down too. Look, guys, I want to look at this 23 again. Where was 23? I think it was this one. Base on balls was much higher too. So he's not walking as much. He's striking out more. I want to know, as San Francisco Giants fans, what's your concern level on Rafi Devers? Seriously, what is your concern level on Rafi? Are you concerned that as his bat speed has been dropping, his K rate is going up? Is this really Rafi Devers, the 29-year-old, or is this 4 of 5 concerned? Okay, so you're pretty concerned, Red Poppy. Or is this, I'd rather have Sal Stewart. Yeah, I had Sal Stewart last year. He's a good player. He's coming up. Power hitter, yeah. But Devers, is he really 29 now? Or is he's starting to look like he's more like 34, 35 years of age, the way he's swinging the bat, the way he's playing in the field. We don't know, but let's see if he can turn this thing around. Senior says he'll be fine. Laughing out loud, so sick of that crap take. I'm concerned, guys, because the trends I just showed you in factual numbers that as his bat speed has declined, he's not catching up to the fastball anymore. He's just a tick behind. And this may explain why he's just missing all these balls, because this isn't the Devers from earlier years. 49ers Red Zone says, I need more proof. Now, he might get hot. I think he probably will have a hot stretch or two this year where he smokes 3 or 4 home runs in a week. I would expect that.
He's had terrible Aprils lately, and he's had really good Mays. So I hope that holds true, because the Giants rely on him to provide that. They rely on that bat. He's the biggest bat they have. So if he's not showing up, that's why the Giants are in such bad position right now. Not scoring runs.
Yeah.
You know, you look at the stats. The Giants have scored 2 or less runs in 10 games. We looked at that, right? The Dodgers have scored 2 or less runs in 4 games. They're 1-3 in those games. So, you know, the Giants have, you know, they're not scoring, then I mean that's why we have that run differential there, and that's why they're not winning games.
Yeah.
So they need Devers to participate in the offense, because up to this point he hasn't. Except the one game.
I got to look at this, like Lowe says. This is a concern to me, this back issue. I mean, how difficult was that last year? You could see him last year with the back, and then he would run the bases, and you just thought, boy, this guy looks like he is dying out there running the bases. Now,
but why doesn't he take a game off and rest it up?
That's
like, why does he play 163 last year? Why has he played every game so far this year?
This is a problem with this Giants front office. They have to have a better plan for a guy like him. You cannot have this guy. He's not in shape. He's not in shape enough to play that many games. And, you know, he does look better running right now than he did last year when he was with the Giants. I will say that. But as Senior says, he's had a bad back and hamstring. I don't know if there's a correlation between favoring the back and then the hammy goes. I mean, shoot. I can remember as a 12-year-old having a hammy, and you can't run. Never did heal right until I rested for, you know, but why play him at first? Exactly, Senior. Put him at DH. He's you got to get this guy off his feet some way. And if it's a problem because he's saying that he wants to play because he's better, then he's not a team He's not team first guy. If what he should be saying is, I'll play wherever you want me. I'm here to
Sure.
win. That's the manager's job to make those calls. I'll play where he wants me.
Yeah.
And
That's what
maybe he
Luis
is saying
Arise
that.
should also be saying, and he's not.
Yeah. Maybe Devers is saying that. We don't know. But Arise, like you said, same thing. The Giants probably would be a better defensive team if Arise was playing first and Casey was playing second. Although I have no complaints, I'm not complaining about Arise defense at second. It's been very good this year. He's been very good. I'm not going to, I can't trash him for that. But this team, the other thing that I'm really starting to wear thin on Dallas is the Daniel Susac, Patrick Bailey. We saw Bailey yesterday, like drop a throw from Willie Adames. It was a one hop. That's an easy catch. You first have to focus on catching the ball before trying to make the tag. You can't make the tag if you don't have the ball. So my comment with Bailey is, you better be like almost flawless as a defensive catcher if you can't hit. If you're going to, he had a ball that he missed with a runner on third. It popped right out of his glove. And if it had gotten 3 or 4 more feet away from him, the runner from third would have scored. This was the game that they won in extra innings.
Right. Yeah. And then there's been several of those. And then, in spring training, he was so good on the ABS, and now he's at 50-50. Is he 50-50 yet, or is he? Yeah. I thought he was below 50. Yeah, he's 50-50 from what I heard today on the radio.
Okay.
But that's not good enough. He should have a really good idea of the strike zone, and, that's an area that he's supposed to be really good at. So, I think his bat not working forces him to try to be perfect defensively. And when you try to force yourself to be perfect, you start making mistakes. So I think that is probably what's happening with him. I think his defense over the long course of the season will be good. You expect it to be, but it's just when things aren't going right at the plate, he starts to put pressure on himself. So I don't know. I don't think they're going to be moving away from him very soon. I think, especially with no lefties in the foreseeable future, you're going to get probably more than half the time you'll have Bailey. And I'm hoping it's more like 3 games to 2 games, 3
I'll tell you.
But really, they should reverse it, because Susac, he's been fine defensively. There's been no issues. And he's still hitting. So I think until you ride the hot hand until he comes back down to earth.
This was a concern the other day, and NorCal brings it up again. That lineup change when they canceled Chapman's day off in the DH slot was concerning. You can't let the tail wag the dog. I agree. Chapman apparently balked at being the DH and wanted to be at third base.
See, you can't let the inmates run the asylum. He has to. Hey, Chappie, we want to make sure that you stay fresh the whole year. So occasionally we're going to get you off your feet. And this is a day against the shitty Washington Nationals that you can take that time. And you don't have to sit. You still get to DH, but take a load off. I think that's a mistake. You can't just, you want to, okay, sure, go ahead. And where would you like to hit today? Cleanup? Should I pencil you in there, or?
Yeah, third? you gotta not. And again, this comes from Tony trying to feel his way into the major leagues, and he's acquiescing to veterans. And if you're going to do that, the best way to win respect is to stand firm, stand your ground. That's how they may not like it, but they're going to respect you when you say, no, I made my decision. This is what I'm basing it off of. I want to give Schmitty some time in the field so he stays fresh in the field, mentally in the game, and I want to do this once or week or every other week with you. I want to give you the time. I'm not taking you out of your bat out of the lineup. I want you, like you said, Dallas, I want you to stay fresh. Your legs stay fresh for the season. And
do you want to hit? Do you want to play DH, or you just want to have the day off? Up to you.
Yeah, and you can have the day off, or you can DH. It's like, but they've got to be able to start doing more of that. You can't let the veterans, Chapman, Adames, and Devers, run this team, because the only one that's actually really showing himself worth his contract for this season so far is Chapman. We have a comment in the crowd. Insane says, I can't tell if Senior's more of an A's fan or a Giants fan right now. And Senior says, it's just temporary with the Sac A's. I've been to 4 games. Yeah, you've got approximately about 140 games left in Sacramento before they're gone. You got about 70 more this year, and maybe it's 150, 81 next year. You got about 150 games with the Sac A's in Sacramento before they're gone. Boston got over and traded damaged goods. They knew something. Good thing we didn't give up much. Yeah. Hey, speaking of the trade, it looks like the Dodgers may have won the trade between Devers and the Giants sending James Tibbs, Kyle Harrison, and Jordan Hicks. Who cares? Hicks. The guys you were concerned about losing that had potential were Harrison and Tibbs. Now Tibbs has gone to the Dodgers as they flipped Tibbs to the Dodgers, the Red Sox, for Dustin May of all people last year. The Dodgers got to be just like laughing their heads off. They may have got the best player in the deal, and that's James Tibbs, who's been tearing it up in AAA with Oklahoma City. Check out the new thumbnail. We replaced it, Insane. Check out the new thumbnail. That's all I can say. The first one was a flop, but we got it fixed. But let's make some predictions and get out of here for this series. All right, tomorrow night, Yamamoto against Roop. Who wins that game tomorrow?
If I have to be honest, the Dodgers win the game. Unfortunately, the Giants' offense against Yamamoto, you can't think they're going to do too well. So I'm going to say Roop pitches a good game, but they end up giving up 4 runs, and the Dodgers win 4-2.
Okay. Well, I'm going to, since we're on the No Homers, No Casuals network, let me go a little homer. I think the Giants win 17-3. Oh, wait, I'm thinking football. That's New York. I had the New York Giants hat on, and I was thinking the New York Giants defeat the Rams 17-3 with their new fifth pick in the draft and 10th pick in the draft, because they traded Lawrence to the Cincinnati, and they got Cincinnati's first round pick, which is 10th. See what smart teams do? The Cincinnati Bengals or the New York Giants know they're not Super Bowl contenders right now. They're going to go nowhere with Lawrence. The Giants have to do the same thing with Logan Webb and Chapman, but they won't, because they don't think outside the box. They don't think clearly. They're not ready to win, but they will be ready to win when all their young guys start coming up. And if you add to that and they just come together as a massively talented team. Yeah. But let's go with this. Tomorrow, man, Yamamoto pitching. Roop pitching.
Roop's been good.
I know. I want to say the Giants can get one of these, but I don't like the fact that the Dodgers had lost 2 in a row before tonight's game, and they coming in with 12 runs tonight. That's not a good sign. So I'm going to go Giants. Maybe
Giants,
get. I think the Giants
to bounce back when they get shut out. They tend to put some runs on the board the next day.
Yeah, I think they get 1 tomorrow night. I really.
Okay.
It's a bad weather game. It's cold. Mm-hmm. It's damp. I don't
damp
see
for the Dodgers too.
Yeah, that's why I say it'll probably be. I'm going to predict a 3-1 win for the Dodgers.
All right, so we're not too far off. 4-2, 3-1,
yeah,
somewhere in there.
Jeremy says they hit Yamamoto well. No, Casey Schmidt hit him well with a grand slam. That's about it. They didn't do much off of him after that. Didn't they face him a couple times last year after that, and he shut him down?
I think
once at least. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I'm just, honest opinion, honest assessment. That's what I think. And looking at these two teams and how well they've played to this point, I think, 4-2, 3-1 is kind of a fair assessment for the Giants, and I hope to be proven wrong.
I do too. I hope the Giants. I would love to see the Giants win their first game with 2 runs or less. How's that?
All right. Here's a preview of tomorrow's game. This guy is going to do something. Ready?
Yeah.
Adamas!
All right. Game 2, it's not a good matchup for the Giants at all. Ohtani versus Mauled. Tyler Mauled. I'm going to say bad matchup. That's probably goes the. If you went with the matchups and if you had no vested interest in this, you'd be betting on the Dodgers for sure.
Yep.
I mean,
so I'm going to go the opposite, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to go. They hang 5 on Ohtani, and Malley pitches a good one. So the Giants win it 6-5. There's my homer prediction.
No homers.
Based on absolutely nothing.
Yeah, based on the. Yeah, I'm going to say this is another. Probably like a 5. What did you have? 5 what?
6-5.
All right. I've got another. How about like a 5-1, 5-2 Dodgers win?
Okay.
Maybe 7-1. 7-1.
Okay. All right. That sounds reasonable.
Wednesday, Webb against.
In the daytime, the Giants with Webb on the mound can come out and steal one.
Yeah, I think they get their 5 runs and keep their record intact. When they score 5 or more, they win, and they beat the Dodgers 5-3 on Thursday.
Okay, and I think I'll go the other way. I think they lose 5-3 in Webb's game, so they're going to win the middle one, and then it's going to be a heartbreaker for Webb. Tough luck.
If Webb loses again, guys, and doesn't look good doing so, is that cause for concern?
Against the Dodgers? I don't think so.
Okay.
But give him another couple starts and
Yeah, and Sane says Webb pitches horrible against the Dodgers. Historically, lately, I should say he has. But he had some good ones in 21,
Yeah. But I remember he had a good one last year, didn't he? One of them he was lights out.
Yeah, I think one of them he did pretty good. So I'm going to say Webb figures it out and has gives up 3, and they we'll see. All right, Susac.
I don't think he hasn't figured it out yet. So I think that Susac plays one game, unfortunately. I think he only plays one. This is for whatever reason, it's Buster or it's Tony V or somebody is really sticking with Bailey for some reason. And no matter how many times the fans and everybody talks about it, they're not going to cave in. So it's going to be Bailey tomorrow, and it's going to be Susac on Wednesday, and then it'll be Bailey again on the day game.
Yeah, I think crazy. At some point, it's got to reverse course, and Susac has to start catching 2 of the 3 games in the series because if Bailey, I'm going to say that Bailey has 8 at-bats in this series, and I'm going to say he goes 0 for 8.
Oh, okay. I hope not. But I would take 2 hits right now. If you gave me 2 out of 8, I'd take it.
I'm predicting 0 for 8 in the series for Bailey. Yeah. And you hope the Giants just get one of them. If somehow the Giants are able to do 2, that would be pretty great. I mean, yeah. Ooh, Rod Dunham with the biggie there. Thank you, Rod. Says, Dan, let's end the show strong as Giants fans since the mid-'70s and always regardless of records until the end of time. F the Dodgers. Give them hell this week, Giants. I want to hear Tony Victory all week. Well, I love it, Rod. Thank you. And just for you, we're going to do this in advance. We're going to close the show. We're going to go with Rod's. We're going to put that back up there again. And we're going to play a little Tony Victory on the way out in advance. NorCal Sports Network. No casuals, all Homer Network.
There it is. You pay $19.99, you get Tony Victory as much as you like.
You pay $19.99, you get Tony Victory. There we go. So do not play that song, Sour Shoes says. There we go. Tony Victory.
Shohei Ohtani.
Dodgers looming, doubts run high. Can he lead the Giants to touch the sky? Tony Victory. Time will see.
This song bites.
Unbelievable.
That's why they don't win.
Eric from the talk shows throwing his shade. Says a college man can't win the big league stage. But Tony's boys down in Tennessee, son, they played wild, they played hard, and they sure as hell.
San Francisco is a rock town.
They'll Delbert swing, crazy like the wind. Tony knows the storms where champions begin. Tony Victory, they don't all agree, but he talks like a man who can part the sea. Dodgers looming, doubts run high. victory.
We're still looking. We're looking for the rock version. We're going to see if we can find it.
The fans hold their breath. The past weighs a ton, but he's not afraid of the job that's begun. Confidence burns in the words he speaks, like fire in his heart, a goal in his reach. Tony Victory, they don't all agree, but he talks like a man who can part the sea. Dodgers looming, doubts run high. Can he lead the Giants to touch the sky?
All right, hang on, everybody.
Time will see.
Hang on, I think we got the rock version coming. I'm gonna kill that, Dallas, so it doesn't play again. I'm trying to. What happened to my? It's not coming through. What happened? I sent it. I got it. Come on. We got to get this. We got to get the rock version. All right, one more time. Looks like we got to do it again. Let's see if we can do this. This is not. Oh, there we go. There. I had to send it to this one, and all right, now we should have it momentarily. The rock version for the rock fans, since Mark Graves said it is a. There we go. Here we go. Got it. I just need to pull it here. And it's the same words. It's just a little bit of a different version. We ready?
Yeah, out of Tennessee, where the Smokies rise, Tony Victory brought his fire and pride. They say he's unproven, green as spring grass, but he's got a way, makes you believe fast. Tony Victory, they don't all agree, but he talks like a man who can part the sea. Dodgers looming, doubts run high. Can he lead the Giants to touch the sky? Tony Victory, time will see. The talk show is throwing his shade. Says a college man can't win the big league stage, but Tony's boys down in Tennessee's his son. They played wild, they played hard, and they sure as hell won. Irreverent hi-hat 608. Drew Gilbert's swing, crazy like the wind. Tony knows the storms where champions begin. Tony Victory, they don't all agree, but he talks like a man who can part the sea. Dodgers looming, doubts run high. Can he lead the Giants to touch the sky? Tony Victory.
I wish I knew how to run a poll. Dallas will. We'll stop it there. Dallas will have to figure out how to run a poll. I don't know how to do that electronic stuff, but it'll be fun to see. You can't please everybody. We got people that say like this version, other people hate this version, like the other one, hate the other one, hate both of them. we should do a poll. Which one do you like? You like country, rock, or neither? Be kind of. The original will always be the best, Rod says. There we go. Tony Victory would sound a lot better if Chardal was singing, laughing. That would be something. We should get Chardal in here one night to sing that. Mm-hmm. We need to. So Rod says, Dan, it does suck. The original will always be the best. Go Giants, beat LA. All right, yeah. I kind of like the original fits Tony because it's Tennessee. It's country music capital, right? Nashville. Isn't that where the capital of country is? The old Opry House, all that stuff. Anyway, let's get out of here, Dallas. We'll be back tomorrow night with a post game, maybe a little late innings live. We may join you somewhere around 9 o'clock-ish. We'll see. Maybe the game doesn't start right away tomorrow. We'll have to see. It's scheduled to start at 6:45. A little bit of weather issues. My guess is they're going to try and start on time, and the tarp is probably on the field right now, and they probably won't remove it till most likely 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock tomorrow, and they'll give it a go. So we should be here back tomorrow night, and hopefully with some good stuff. Maybe, hey, for all the ones that don't like the song, maybe you'll have to hear it. Let's hope we get to play it. And Rod says, "Go Giants! Pray Susak is in the lineup tomorrow night." Let's hope so. Let's take us out of here. What do we got to play on the way out? There we go. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. We'd really appreciate it. And, hey, Anthony Merkovich, if you're still out there, I'm still waiting for that email to NorCal Sports Network so that I can have Chapman Law Group get a hold of you. Or you can just call them again if you want to go that route. Call them again and let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you, and make sure they take your call and get that done. Let me know how that goes, Anthony. We do want to support our sponsors, and we do appreciate Chapman Law Group, of course, being a sponsor for over a year now with NorCal. Chapman Law Group, give them a call, 415-613-9483 for all your legal needs, and they'll take great care of you. All right, guys, we will see you tomorrow night. Take care. Appreciate it.